Sometimes you look behind the curtain at a lot of people's relationships, and they're just not as like peachy as they seem. So that was just kind of my shot at like anybody who feels like, oh.
Drake lost it all. His fame, the impression people had on him, is a thing of a glory from the past. And most importantly, he dug his own grave. He, in fact, has no one to blame but to correct his ways, maybe. Let's take a step back to remember how Drake became the global superstar we know today. His rise to fame wasn't an overnight success but a carefully planned journey. Born Aubrey Drake Graham, this Toronto native didn't come from a life of luxury. Success was clear right from the beginning. He wanted more, and he wasn't afraid to go after it. Before stepping into the world of music, Drake was best known for his role as Jimmy Brooks in the teen drama Degrassi: The Next Generation. Acting was not, however, Drake's true passion. He had bigger dreams that would not only change his own life, but also shake up the entire music industry. What really set Drake's early career apart was how he blended rap and R&B, two styles that hadn't really crossed paths before. He made it look effortless and totally fresh, and that mix was a big part of what made his rise so exciting. By blending rap and R&B, he created emotional introspective songs that stood out from the more aggressive, hard-hitting rap that was popular in the early 2000s. His mixtape, So Far Gone, was the game changer. Tracks like Best I Ever Had showcase the softer, more sensitive sides of rap. Fans immediately connected with his raw honesty. Drake's mix of rap and R&B was a huge factor in his success. He could switch from smooth singing to powerful raps with ease, which made him stand out. But it wasn't just his music that caught people's attention. Teaming up with Lil Wayne's Young Money label in the late 2000s was a game changer. Wayne, a huge star himself, saw something special in Drake that others missed. His support gave Drake a huge boost, bringing him a stardom almost overnight. With the Young Money crew, including other stars like Nicki Minaj and Tyga, Drake was right at the front of a new powerhouse in the industry. Albums like Take Care and Nothing Was the Same really took Drake's into the spotlight. Songs like Marvin's Room went beyond the usual materialistic themes, diving deeper into love, heartbreak, and the loneliness that come with fame. Drake's ability to express these raw, relatable emotions is a big part of why his fans connected with him so strongly. His willingness to be vulnerable was something fresh and real, setting him apart from others in game. His collaboration with artists like Rihanna and The Weeknd on this album only helped to strengthen his popularity across multiple fan bases. Yet, the very qualities that made Drake a household name would later be the source of growing criticisms. As the years went by, something started to shift. Many began to feel like Drake was taking the same formula: emotional love songs mixed with catchy, chart-topping hooks. While this worked incredibly well for a long time, fans started to wonder if he's just playing it safe. After all, his newer albums, like Views and Scorpion, were commercially successful but didn't quite have the same cultural impact as his earlier work. It was almost as if Drake wasn't evolving, and in an industry that's always changing, staying in one place can be dangerous. Is Drake getting too comfortable? This is the question that's been asked repeatedly over the past few years. His ability to produce hit after hit is undeniable, but there's also a growing sense that he's not taking the artistic risks he used to. Fans who once praised his vulnerability and emotional depth now says that his music feels repetitive. How many more songs about Drake's struggle with fame, heartbreak, and trust issues can we hear before it starts to get repetitive? His themes are powerful, but they might start to sound a bit the same after a while. There were many who questioned whether Drake had stopped exploring his creative limits because of his independence and tried the true formula. Some people believe that Drake's recent struggle might be due to his own creative choices. As the music scene evolved with artists like Travis Scott and Kendrick Lamar bringing new and innovative sounds, Drake's music started to feel like it was stuck in a routine. His blend of rap and R&B, which was once fresh and exciting, began to sound like a repeat of his earlier work. Fans started to notice this shift and began to question whether Drake was developing artistically. Instead of leading the way, he seemed to be falling behind, and that made some wonder if he's responsible for his own decline. Drake's focus on chart-topping hits also contributed to his creative slowdown. While artists like Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole were diving into deeper, socially aware topics, Drake was more concerned with making songs that would top the radio charts. Hits like Hot Bling and In My Feelings were huge successes, but they pushed him toward more music focused on pop. Instead of exploring emotional depth, he was now all about catchy hooks and viral dance moves. This shift also reflects changes in the music industry. While streaming platforms like Spotify and Apple Music taking over, artists like Drake, who excels at creating singles that get streamed endlessly. His 2017 project More Life was even called a playlist rather than an album. While this approach helped him break streaming records, it also led fans to question if he was sacrificing the quality of his music for commercial success.
I'm 26, working as hard as I possibly can with my friends that I grew up with, making my family happy. You know, I'm so sick of people saying, that that I'm like lonely and emotional and like associating me with this like longing for a woman or
sad guy.
Yeah, I hate that, man.
Another aspect of Drake's career that has caused some to question his legacy and his involvement in high-profile fights. While Drake was once celebrated for how he resolved fights, most notably with Meek Mill, where he released the iconic diss track Back to Back, his most recent conflicts hadn't ended as well. Take his fight with Pusha T for example. In 2018, Pusha T released a mean diss track, The Story of Adidon, in which he revealed that Drake had a son that he hadn't publicly acknowledged. This wasn't just a typical rap conflict, it was deeply personal and it hit Drake's reputation hard. While Drake eventually confirmed the existence of his son in the music, the damage to his image has already been done. The rapper, who had always seemed in control of his narrative, now looked vulnerable in a way that wasn't artistic but rather messy. Another challenge Drake faced is his complicated relationship with the hip-hop community. Even though he's a huge pop star, his reputation as a rapper comes under scrutiny. The ghostwriting scandal, triggered by Meek Mill's accusations, was a big hit on his reputation in the rap world. In hip-hop, where lyrical skills and sincerity are everything, the idea that Drake might not write all his own lyrics was a serious issue. Although he managed to defend himself with Back to Back, the ghostwriting controversy still stays and casts a shadow over his career. This brings us to the question, has Drake become too focused on commercial success rather than artistic growth? Some critics argue that his recent work feels more like a collection of songs made to top the charts rather than albums made with a clear artistic vision. For example, More Life was described as a playlist rather than a unified album, and while it was filled with catchy hits, it lacked the depth of earlier projects like Take Care. Even Certified Lover Boy, released in 2021, was met with mixed reviews. While it had its moments, many felt it was a sign that Drake was running out of fresh ideas. Drake's public image has also changed over time. He used to be loved for his emotional honesty, which made him feel relatable to fans. Lately though, his lyrics have become more about bragging and showing off his success. This new, more indifferent approach appears to be a change from the reflective attitude that Drake fans were used to. So, has this shift in tone made his fans feel left out? People often question if Drake's musical shifts are genuine or just a way to stay relevant. Critics argued that the use of Caribbean dancehall beats the UK drill might seem more like a trend chasing than true cultural appreciation. So, is Drake really evolving musically? Or is he just borrowing from different cultures to keep up with the times? Despite the criticism, it's clear that Drake remains incredibly influential. His music still dominates streaming platforms, and his impact on pop culture, from fashion to social media, is undeniable. Although he's definitely one of the most well-known musicians, there is an increasing belief that he is not the innovative artist he once was. It will be interesting to see if he can rebrand himself and keep pushing his limits. The answer may lie in how Drake approaches the next phase of his career. If he can find a way to reconnect with the emotional depth and innovation that defines his earlier work, there's no reason he can't reclaim his place as an innovative artist. But if he continues down the path of safe, formulaic music, his star may continue to dim. So, the real question is, will Drake continue to be the same, or can he go beyond his previous achievements? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our latest updates. Do let us know your thoughts in the comment section. We'll see you guys next time.